Right now, you'll think. Think about any time that you've ever been bullied. You'll think of your family, your friends being bullied. You'll think of anyone you know who has bullied someone else. And how would you respond to them now? But that's the problem. What will actually be done?
Cyberbullying, I think, is kind of a mean way to get back at people, and it's like a new form of bullying, which is taking it out of control at a point, because now someone you don't even know is like harassing you online. You hear about it on the news now, and thankfully it hasn't happened to someone I know or myself, but it's mean and it hurts people like really deep down, and it's not just something that's funny, which people obviously think it is.
Cyberbullying is when repeated attempts of harassing or bullying a student happens on the computer, through the internet, through anything related to this. We try, I think, through just the overall general atmosphere of the school to provide a safe environment for the kids by, when you first walk in the building, you don't walk through metal detectors. So I think when you start your day off coming into a safe environment, the mentality is already there. It's a club that students created. They're seniors now, but they were juniors last year. And I guess a group of girls decided that they had been bullied when they were younger in middle school, and they got through it, unscathed pretty much. And they felt that they wanted to influence and kind of be mentors to other kids who might be going through it.
80% of teens use a cell phone every day, making it the most popular form of technology and a common medium for cyberbullying. Cyberbullying victims are more likely to have low self-esteem and to consider suicide. According to the Cyberbullying Research Center, girls are more likely to be affected by cyberbullying than boys.
Well, cyberbullying is when students are being confronted, threatened, intimidated online using any of the internet resources. Well, we focus on an anti-bullying campaign. Last year we went into every classroom in the school and we talked about the impact of bullying. And then students signed their names to a ring, and we created a chain that went around the building as a sign, as a symbol. So we try to address it. We pay very close attention to things that come up as a result of bullying or cyberbullying, and we deal with it as quickly as we can. It's a hard thing to police because on Facebook, if you're not friended with someone and it goes on, you don't see it, you're not aware of it. But usually it comes up, an incident happens in school, and we ask the questions, where'd this come from? And someone will say something was posted about me on Facebook, and that's when we find out. And then we try to track down what was said, if we can get a printout of it. But it's a very, very difficult thing to monitor because it's out there on the internet. Staff members, teachers, principals, assistant principals, we're recognized as mandated reporters, so that way if we suspect an issue of abuse with a child, it's our job, it's our duty to report it immediately. And we talk about different signs of abuse, from physical abuse to seeing scars, or to the way a child's acting, or a child who's usually talkative and suddenly become very quiet and distant, and you can kind of pick up that there's something wrong there. More and more students have access to the internet, where at one point you only had access to the internet if you had a computer at home and you had internet access. And if you go back just 5 years ago, that wasn't necessarily a common thing. Go back 10 years ago, it really didn't exist. Now students well, not all students, but most students have a cell phone that connects to the internet, so they're essentially going online, and these things happen faster. So something happens in school, something's said, and it gets posted on Facebook, and it spreads, and then these things end up on YouTube, which is even scarier. because people don't realize the implication that that has. That means it's being put out there in the world and anybody can view it. Some students, some children, some teenagers to committing suicide because they just don't know, they can't take it back because once it's out there, it's out there. And people who do it don't realize the implication of that. Once you put it out there, it's hard to pull it back.